Toyota is developing a new engine that it claims will change the entire automobile industry game. We are working with government to create infrastructure pursuing emissions-free technologies. Now let's dive into another big EV topic: batteries. They're the heart of electric cars, but they come with some serious baggage. First up, lithium. It's the star ingredient in EV batteries, and the world's going crazy for it. Problem is, we're running low on lithium, and getting more isn't easy. Most of it comes from places like Chile, Argentina, and Australia, where mining it sucks up tons of water, wrecks local ecosystems, and pollutes the land. In some spots, entire communities are left without drinking water because lithium mining hogs it all. Not exactly the green vibe EVs are supposed to have, right? But wait, there's more. EV batteries also need stuff like nickel, cobalt, and manganese, often mined in places like the Democratic Republic of Congo. Here's the tough part. Some of these mines use child labor and have super unsafe working conditions. So while EVs might seem clean on the road, the process to make their batteries can be pretty messy, both for the planet and for people. And then there's the end game. What happens when EV batteries wear out? Most last 8 to 15 years, and after that they turn into hazardous waste. Right now, we don't have a solid plan to recycle them on a big scale. Without one, we could be staring at a massive pile of toxic trash in the future. Switching to an electric car sounds awesome, but for a lot of folks it's all about the money. Here's the deal. EVs are pricey. Even with government discounts, the average electric car in the US costs over $50,000, compared to about $35,000 for a regular gas-powered car. That's a big gap. Why do EVs cost so much? It's those batteries again. They're the priciest part of the car. And with materials like lithium in short supply, don't expect prices to drop anytime soon. Governments are throwing in tax credits and subsidies to help out, but those deals might not stick around forever. When they're gone, EVs could be out of reach for tons of people, especially in countries where incomes are lower. That's one reason Toyota's not all in on EVs. They're worried that pushing electric cars too fast could leave millions of people without affordable wheels. Okay, let's say you buy an EV. Now you've got to charge it. Easy, right? Not so fast. Charging an EV isn't like topping off a gas tank. If you're using a standard home charger, it can take anywhere from 8 to 40 hours to get a full battery, depending on the car and your setup. There are fast chargers, but they're pricey and not exactly on every corner. And what about folks who don't have a garage? Tons of people park on the street, in apartment lots, or in places where plugging in isn't an option. Gas stations are everywhere, but EV charging stations? They're still playing catch-up. In cities especially, drivers might end up stuck in long lines at public chargers, twiddling their thumbs. As more folks jump on the EV bandwagon, the charging situation's only going to get crazier. Right now, the US has about 160,000 public chargers. Sounds like a lot, but experts say we'd need at least 10 times that to keep up with a world full of electric cars. Building all those chargers? That's going to take serious time, cash, and government backup. Ever notice how electric cars feel heavier? That's because of their massive lithium-ion batteries. All that weight means EVs need more energy to get moving, which can make them less efficient. Plus, a heavy car handles differently. Some drivers just don't love the feel compared to a zippy gas-powered ride. Hydrogen combustion engines, they skip the giant batteries so they're lighter, more efficient, and keep that classic driving vibe many folks crave. But here's the catch. Hydrogen cars have some hurdles to clear. The biggest? There just aren't enough hydrogen fueling stations. In the US, you'll mostly find them in California. Europe's got a few more, but it's still slim pickings. Without pumps everywhere, hydrogen cars can't match the convenience of gas stations or even EV chargers. Toyota's teaming up with governments and companies to build more stations, but that's a big project that'll take time and a ton of cash. Meanwhile, EV charging stations are way easier to set up, giving them a head start. Another issue is how hydrogen's made. Right now, most of it comes from natural gas, which still pumps out carbon emissions. Not exactly super clean. Toyota's all about green hydrogen, made from renewable sources like wind or solar, but ramping that up is a slow process. Until green hydrogen's everywhere, hydrogen cars won't be as eco-friendly as they could be. Despite these bumps, Toyota's doubling down on hydrogen combustion. They're not like other car makers going all in on EV batteries. Instead, Toyota's dreaming of a world where different clean energy options like hybrids, hydrogen, and EVs work together. Not a one-size-fits-all battery takeover, plus hydrogen cars could be a lifeline for traditional mechanics. Electric vehicles need special know-how to fix, which could put small repair shops out of business. Hydrogen combustion engines, They're still mechanical, so your local garage can handle them just like gas cars. That means no pricey, specialized EV service centers taking over. Toyota's hydrogen dream might sound like something out of a sci-fi flick. Imagine rolling down your window to tell folks, yo, hydrogen cars are real, but Toyota's in it for the long haul. But with hydrogen cars, you're out of luck. Unless you live near one of those rare stations, you can't refuel at home. And even in cities with hydrogen pumps, they're few and far between. Forget cost for a sec. Let's talk setup. Installing a basic EV charger at home costs a few $100. Even fast chargers like Tesla's superchargers are pretty straightforward to build. Hydrogen stations? They're a whole different beast, requiring big investments and complex tech. Building hydrogen refueling stations is no joke. They're crazy expensive. Hydrogen has to be stored at super high pressures or freezing temperatures to stay liquid. So these stations need heavy-duty tanks, top-notch safety systems, and constant checks to avoid leaks or explosions. One station can cost millions, so it's no surprise there are only a handful around. With barely any hydrogen cars on the road, investors aren't exactly lining up to fund more pumps. Toyota's teaming up with governments and energy companies to get more hydrogen stations built, especially in places like Japan, Germany, and South Korea. But it's moving at a snail's pace, and most of the world still doesn't have access to hydrogen refueling. Even if stations popped up everywhere, there's another hurdle. Hydrogen fuel is pricey. Filling up a hydrogen car costs about $60 to $80, roughly the same as a tank of gas. Compare that to charging an EV at home, which can cost as little as $5 to $15, or even public fast chargers, which are still cheaper. For hydrogen to win, the fuel price has got to come way down. And that means making hydrogen cheaper to produce. Speaking of production, here's a shocker. Most hydrogen today comes from natural gas, which pumps carbon into the air, not so clean after all. Toyota's pushing for green hydrogen, made with renewable energy like wind or solar, but it's expensive and tough to produce in big amounts right now. Until green hydrogen takes over, hydrogen cars won't be the eco-superstars they're meant to be. And then there's the big question, will people even want hydrogen cars? EVs are everywhere. Folks see Teslas, hear about tax breaks, and get the whole plug-it-in thing, hydrogen. It's still a bit of a mystery to most drivers. Toyota's got some work to do to convince people that hydrogen cars are just as reliable and easy to use as EVs. That means educating folks, building trust, and proving hydrogen's worth. Not a quick fix. And then there's the plug-in hybrid, PHEV, the ultimate flex. These bad boys let you zip around town on electric power for short trips and switch to a gas engine for longer hauls. It's the best of both worlds. Electric vibes for city cruising and gas for road trips. In places with shaky power grids, hybrids and PHEVs are a no-brainer. They cut emissions without making car life complicated. Toyota's pouring big money into hybrids because they know not everyone's ready to go all in on EVs. Hybrids bridge that gap, keeping driving affordable and easy. But wait, there's more. While passenger cars get all the hype, Toyota's thinking bigger. Trucks, buses, and industrial vehicles. These are the workhorses that keep the world moving, and battery-powered versions have some serious downsides. They take hours to charge, need massive batteries that add weight, and can't go super far. This is where hydrogen shines. Toyota's not just building hydrogen combustion engines for regular cars, they're also developing hydrogen fuel cells for heavy-duty vehicles. Unlike battery-powered trucks, hydrogen trucks refuel in minutes and can cover long distances, perfect for cross-country hauls. This could be a total game-changer for industries that can't deal with long charging breaks or don't have giant charging stations. It's not just talk. Toyota's hydrogen fuel cell tech is already rolling in California and Japan. It's the real deal. The catch? Infrastructure again, but for trucking it's less of a headache. Hydrogen stations just need to be along major shipping routes, not everywhere, making it a legit option for long-haul rigs even if it's not practical for every driver. Toyota's playing the long game, blending hybrids, hydrogen, and more to create a future where clean driving works for everyone, not just EV fans. Are they onto something big, or will EVs keep stealing the show? Stay tuned. Toyota's not just following the EV hype, they're carving their own path. But will hydrogen catch up, or will EVs stay king? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you love this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more car tech updates. Share this video with your crew, and let's keep the convo rolling. Catch you in the next one. Stay driven.